The views and opinions expressed on Beautiful Disasters are those of the panelists and not those of the Geeks Under the Influence Network, their sponsors, or anyone else involved. Also, there is going to be a lot of adult language used on this podcast, so please keep your little kitties away.
Welcome back to Beautiful Disasters, Schlock Abuse Edition. We got through the Halloween season, but we still got more shit to bring.
Yep.
And on this one, I inflicted a particular horror movie on you. New one.
Don't call this a horror movie, man. Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, it's got a werewolf.
That's the closest you get to a horror movie, all right?
Anyway, I'm the Grutz.
F.U. Hunter.
And today I inflicted what upon you?
Fucking Bubba the Redneck Werewolf.
Yeah!
Holy shit. Yeah, this was available on Prime,
Yes.
which is good. Good. Hopefully there's no hard copy versions of this out there in the world, because
There are.
fuck this movie. Yeah, fuck this movie. Oh, god damn. It's you actually got me into Wolf Cop,
Yes.
which I've watched both 1 and 2. I fucking love both of them.
They're fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it's a fun take on the werewolf genre. This is not that. This is not that at all. This isn't like if you took the kind of fun of Wolf Cop but made it a redneck. It's not that. This is just bad. This is like a bad sitcom writers writing a, like, what if we took a redneck and made him a werewolf, but stressing all the backwards assness of being a werewolf, all right?
Gotcha.
Or being a redneck, I guess, and then turn into a werewolf. Fuck, man, this movie was dumb as shit.
Did not come together.
No. But the other way I would compare it is, remember how you had like Scary Movie come out and did really well, and then you had Scary Movie 2, and then you started to get like the blatant like genre spoof ripoffs until it got to be really, really bad and
Epic
like
movie.
Yeah, shit like that.
Yeah.
This is like that level of just not even trying. Terrible fucking jokes, just like, ugh.
Probably with less production value.
Oh yeah, there's definitely less production value. As in the first 5 minutes, there's a scene where he's driving at night, except it's during the day, and they just turn the negatives on the camera over, so the truck is like weird glowing, and you could tell that it's daylight outside, but it's nighttime.
Oh,
it's
God.
shit like that. Like they forgot, like, oh shit, it's supposed to be at night, and then they filmed the scene, and then they tried to trick you. No. All right, so I'm gonna go into this. This piece of shit movie came out in 2014. I believe. I don't fucking. I don't even know who the director is. I don't need to research this guy at all. But let's just set it up. First shot is the dog pound, spelled D-A-W-G.
Oh wow, they're really taking cheap shots now.
Yeah. And that just sets it up, and you meet this goofy ass motherfucker, Bubba, who works at the dog pound. And actually, I guess while they're setting it up, they have the opening credits, and they have the theme song, which is Bubba the Redneck Werewolf, and it's like a take of the Beverly Hillbillies one, but like it's not good rockabilly. It's just lazy rockabilly sounding like theme music. And even in that was your first indication, by the way, because the theme music is very like, doesn't want, maybe wants to sleep with a sister, do. And it's like all the like very, very generic, like he's got an outhouse next to his trailer, just bullshit kind of stuff like that.
I give him props for at least producing a song for the opening
guess,
sequence.
but yeah, listen to the song.
Because that's
you
a
will
lost art.
take those props away from them.
That's a lost art. I mean, honestly, like so many movies should have a theme song.
Oh, absolutely.
Like back in the day, but don't.
Yeah. this isn't one of the ones you would use as an example.
Heard.
All right, so again, Bubba's at the pound and shit like that, and of course he names all the dogs. There's so much things about, in case you forgot that he's a redneck, or that everything that take place is like backwards as shit. They remind you every 30 seconds, because in dog pound, and it's already spelled like that. And then he looks at all the dogs. He's like, "Hey there, Six Pack. Hey there, Dale Earnhardt. Hey there, Shotgun." Like, he just literally,
Oh my God.
He's named all the dogs his favorite redneck things. You're like, oh, okay, cool. You're a redneck, And
This is the worst kind of redneck exploitation.
it's just fucking stupid, man.
Because it's just all the dumb ass jokes that would piss off anybody who's actually Southern.
Yeah.
Because it's probably made by some guy from New Jersey, right?
Probably. I think it's made. The only research is I found out that one of the main people in here who wrote it was a radio DJ, and like,
Oh man.
so it feels like that. It feels like, all right, what if you took a redneck and put him with the blah blah blah? Oh man, that's a singer.
All
Like
right.
that kind of like bullshit.
So the douche factor is super high.
Super high, yeah. I mean, like, there's a part where Bubba's a dog pound and he falls down and his head lands in poop, and he's like, "Oh man!" And then for the next two scenes, people are like, "Why do you smell like shit? Did you get poop on your head again?" Do like that kind of stuff. Yeah. So he leaves the pound. He tells the boss there, "I'm going to visit my girlfriend, Baba Joe."
Oh wow.
So he pulls up to the local bar, which is called the Rusty Bombshell. So and then he goes in the bar and he's asking about Bobby Joe, and she's not there. And then up pops his cousin wearing a bright ass yellow shirt and the overalls with the one overall strap missing, and the haircut and face of Simple Jack from Tropic Thunder.
Oh my God.
Like, "Hey, cousin, are you looking for Baba Joe?" And it's just like, oh. Come to find out, Bobby Joe is with Dangerous Dwight. And they're making out in Dangerous Dwight's car and shit like that.
Oh,
and
shit.
so Bubba goes out there and fucking kicks the car, and Dangerous Dwight comes out, and fucking, Bubba's like, "That's my woman." And he's like, "You gotta watch out. That's my woman now. She's my woman now." And apparently punches him and beats the shit out of Bubba.
Oh,
And
man.
Bobby Joe makes the comment, "Well, you're not good at fighting, and you're losing your hair," and all this stuff, like, just piling on, And apparently she needs someone that can protect her because of all the hillbilly rapists and shoe thieves out there right now.
Okay.
Kind of a random fucking statement. I don't know. So Bubba's down in the dumps, and he goes, "Man, I would sell my soul to get with Bobby Joe and all this stuff." And, well, and what happens? Well, pops the devil.
Oh boy.
And the devil's like, "Oh man, I heard something about selling your soul." So again, because it can't be just silly stupid, it has to be stupid. The devil is trying to again resign his soul away, and he's like, "I'll make you grow a ton of hair, and I'll make you strong, be able to defend yourself, and the strongest person in town," and stuff like that. And Bubba's like, "I don't know." He's like, "All right, well then, I will throw in a 4-toast toaster," because apparently Bobby Joe talked about how Dangerous Dwight, has his shit together because he's got a double wide and he's got a 4-toast toaster, which is a big deal.
Oh damn.
So
Fancy.
the devil entices him with that, and you're just like, God damn it. And of course the toaster is all red and has a devil's face on it, and the devil's like, "Ha ha ha," like it's
Oh man.
So Bubba makes a deal and then goes home, passes the fuck out, wakes up the next day, goes to the mirror and realizes, oh shit, he's a fucking werewolf in the cheapest fucking application of makeup you could possibly have as a werewolf.
It reminded me of the cheesy makeup from like Werewolves on Wheels.
Yeah.
From like the early 70s.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it is.
Just a big furry face.
Yeah, there's obviously like some plastic applications that are going on, and then just like crazy hair, and you're a werewolf, and they put in like the dollar store Dracula teeth, like not really trying there, which I feel like they had to take out, except for close-ups because he could barely talk with the teeth in his mouth.
Oh God!
So he realizes after a nauseating 5-minute situation of where he realizes he's a werewolf, and then quotes every movie possible, including Are You Looking at Me? And doing the Home Alone kid, but as a werewolf.
Oh my God.
And everything you could possibly steal from a movie while you're sitting in front of a mirror. But as a werewolf, he does. He then decides to free all of his dog friends, since he has now a werewolf. So he locks up his boss in the cage and frees all the dogs, because now it's a whole new person.
Oh man!
And then he heads to the bar, whatever it's called, the fucking Rusty Bombshell.
Gotcha.
And he's heading to that because he wants to find Bobby Joe and stuff like that. And then it cuts away to the devil, who's now just hanging out in town, fucking with people. To the point where the devil literally like comes up to a nun and she's handing out pamphlets for a church, and turns around and grabs her tits and then makes multiple hands and is like rubbing all over the place, like getting her all sexed up and turned on, and then rips her clothes off, and like she's wearing like sexy stockings and like she has huge tits and all that. And, the devil leaves, and then she wants to fuck some dude that's, checking her out down the way. And then he steals candy from a baby, but then he hates the candy, so then he gives the baby a flask, and just shit like that. And then there's a lot of puns where, like, he has a sign that says, gun show. And all these people are running in because, the rednecks love their guns. And then he changes the sign and it's book show. And people are groaning. And he's locked the doors. Oh, what a devious devil. Oh, there's another one where it literally says Michael Bay Film Festival. And all these people are running in. And then he locks the doors. And then he changes the sign. So it says Foreign Film Festival. Like...
Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow, yeah. They're not even good jokes.
No. Oh, and then literally, a la Beverly Hills Cop, he takes a banana and puts it in a tailpipe, but unlike Beverly Hills Cop, the car fucking blows up.
Like, who knew?
Who knew?
Wow.
So, yeah, then we finally get back to Bubba after all the devil's hijinks. Jesus Christ. And Bubba shows up, and the bartender and one of his friends that's always at the bar, his Norm or whatever, he rolls up, he's like, let me get a beer. And she's like, yeah. And, like, nobody's reacting to him being a werewolf. And he has to keep convincing them. He's like, no, can't you tell anything different? She's like, I guess you have a little more facial hair or something. Just like not noticing he's a werewolf. And these two guys come in and, he gets pissed off and he's like, I'm so fucking hungry. And he starts walking out of the bar, and then he turns around and growls and then like jumps, and the camera goes to black. And then when the camera comes back, his friend is hunched over the bar, and the bartender is hunched over to make you, and then there's like what looks like blood everywhere on the counter, and he's chowing down and stuff, and then she wakes up and it's like, I must have fallen asleep, and his friend still was looking for his a dime he dropped, and it looked like they were dead, but they're not dead. And then it cuts to him eating a shitload of chicken wings, and the sauce is everywhere.
Oh, man.
I'm hurting my brain just explaining some of this fucking movie. But right after that, these two robbers show up, and they're trying to rob the bar. And they're like, all right, you're going to give us all the money. And the drunk bar friend's like, that's not even a real fucking gun. He's like, you want to see how real it is? So he shoots Bubba in the back. And Bubba doesn't react at all. And then his friend, the other robber with the gun, was like, let me try my gun. And then shoots in the back. And Bubba doesn't react. And the bartender has to explain to Bubba that he's been shot. And then Bubba gets up and is irritated that they're distracting him while he's eating his fucking wings. So he
oh man,
goes over there and rips out the one robber's eyeballs in a very not special effect.
Are they relying on CGI for this shit? Or
oh yeah, some CGI, some
bad
CGI,
practical?
and then some very bad practical. Like we painted over his eyeballs. And they're sort of bleeding, but not enough if you got your eyeballs ripped out.
Yeah.
So he ripped out that one guy's eyes, and then he grabs the other guy's arm, rips it off, and then he takes the arm and the guy with the eyes ripped out, and then decapitates him with the guy's arm. Which, again, could be alright, except it's such bad special effects on top of bad practical effects that you're just like, can I see this in a good movie? Can I see this whole scene, but well done?
Yeah. Well, that's why you watch Wolf Cop.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then we cut away again to the devil, who's at the local butcher shop, and he's talking to the butcher, and the butcher's like, oh, I wish I had more time or more hands and to get all this stuff done. The devil's like, well, let me see what I can do. And apparently the butcher would love to be able to masturbate while chopping meat, but he can't do that because one hand has to hold the meat while the other hand chops it up. And so he makes a deal with the devil to have a third arm so that he can literally pack his meat while he's packing meat. And the devil gets him to sign the contract. And then alakazoo, man, he has an arm grow out of his head. And the guy is like, oh, I finally have an extra arm. But then they show him go into the other room, and he tries to use the arm to grab his penis, and he realizes that the arm's on top of his head, so it won't reach his penis. And he's like, damn you, devil!
Okay.
Yes, that's the comic hilarity of...
Oh, man.
Bubba the redneck werewolf.
That mischievous devil.
Oh yeah. It's almost like
never gives you what he promises.
It's almost like they realized that they only made a 45-minute movie, so they just were like, well, we still got the guy in devil makeup, so just add some more shit. So they just add the scene and add the scene and add the scene. So we come back to the bar, one of the only 3 of the locations this movie has.
Right.
And Bobby Joe and Dangerous Dwight show up to the bar. And then, again, nobody seems... Bobby Joe's like, you look like you've grown a beard. Because nobody can notice that he's a fucking werewolf, apparently. And then Dangerous Dwight's like, I gotta teach you a lesson again because you were looking at my woman. And Bubba fucking knocks the fuck out of Dwight, and bad CGI blood coming out of his mouth and knocks him out.
No.
And then asks to go talk to Bobby Joe alone. So Bobby Joe and him go out there, and she's like, oh, I can see you've grown more hair. She realizes he's more of a werewolf. And she's like, what about down there? And then she unzips his pants, and she's like, ooh, in which you're supposed to believe now that he has a giant werewolf dong. And then they fuck, and then the next scene is them coming back to the bar where Bobby Joe announces that they're getting married now because she's in love with him because of his giant werewolf dong.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wow, rural people are just so shallow.
Now, there is one scene that I will say that maybe I thought was sort of humorous.
Okay.
So they announce it, and then all of a sudden, all the lights go dark in the bar, and then the butcher, and then all these people that were affected by the devil are like, "You need to avenge us. You need to stop the devil. The only one that's power enough is you, Bubba." And it's glowing, and then someone turns and flips the lights back on. and the butcher and is really and the guy, everybody's upset because they're like, oh, we're doing a thing here. And for a minute there, that was kind of funny. There you go. That was the one kind of funny moment in this entire shit show of a movie.
Well, at least there was one.
I know, sort of. But yeah, so they pretty much tell Bubba, you need to find the devil and defeat him because he's fucked us all up.
Yeah.
And they went through, and they had the nun there who's upset that she fucked some dude, and the butcher there who has a worthless extra hand, and there's some other people that are there. So Bubba's like, all right, I'm going to get this going. I'm going to find the devil. So, and then cuts to him going to his house, and then a silly kind of, I don't know, Shaun of the Dead montage where he's grabbing weapons and stuff like that.
Right.
But then he sees malt liquor, and then he starts to drink that and gets lazy and sits on the couch. And then his cousin knocks on the door, and it's like, we got zombies now. And he's like, what? He's like, get your gun, we got zombies. And I guess the whole setup is supposed to be that the devil's now sending zombies to fuck up the town. So then they go out to this field, and there's all these people moaning and walking around. And so they start shooting them in the head and then just popping them off. And after like the 6th or 7th person that are killed, then Biker Bob, who's another character they just introduced, who rolls up, he's like, what are y'all doing? He's like, oh, we're killing zombies. He's like, you sure those are zombies? He's like, I'm pretty sure those are college kids. And he's like, what? And he's like, shoot one of them in the leg. And he shoots him one in the leg. And the guy's like, ow, not cool, man. And apparently they're college kids roaming the fields looking for shrooms.
Oh, my God.
But they're so fucked up that they're acting like zombies. Again, man, just what the fuck ever. So the devil's continuing to run havoc, and apparently there's like a drinking contest between Bubba the... This is the part where I'll be honest, I just started fast forwarding. This is very much, I'm done. The college kids looking for mushrooms kind of broke me. And all right, I'm just gonna fast forward.
This 80-minute movie can't be over fast enough.
I cliff noted the fuck out of the rest of this movie. Fast forward, stop. What's happening here? Fast forward, stop. So apparently there's a drinking contest between Bubba and the devil, which the devil wins, and then the devil's fucking more people up. And then the devil's like, I'll give you a fighting chance. If you could say my actual name, then I will leave you alone, or then you can get rid of me, and then all the contracts will disappear. And everybody's guessing, and the devil's laughing, and he's torturing people some more because they can't get it.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, Biker Bob walks in and says, your name is Rumble, Stumble, Stibble, whatever bullshit his name is.
Yeah.
And the devil's like, no! And then this disappears, and his clothes are left, and everybody's contracts burn up and shit, and except for apparently Bubba... still a werewolf. I'm not gonna try to overthink this too much, but
hey,
yeah. And then Bubba goes over to Biker Bob, and he's like, how did you know? He's like, son, when you ride on 2 wheels, you know just about everything. And that's the explanation of how he knows the devil's name, is that he rides a motorcycle. And if you ride a motorcycle, then you are all knowing when it comes to how to defeat the devil, I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
And then Bubba pretty much and Bobby Joe live happily ever after as a werewolf. A couple more references, I think, to his dong, his werewolf dong, and
wow.
And then credits. Yeah, but man, fuck this movie. Yeah, this was not good. It was low budget. Look, I have no problem with low budget. I mean, fuck, half the movies we do are low budget. It ain't the budget that bothers me. It's the lazy, again, sitcom fucking writing bullshit. It was just not funny. It wasn't Wolf Cop. It was like an insult to Wolf Cop. Like, oh man, I see what y'all did, and we're gonna do something like it, except not nearly as good or well thought out at all. No, fuck this movie.
There needs to be a sequel where, like, the town improves because all the people that got trapped in the bookstore and the foreign film section,
like,
got like some little culture and like fucking like, oh, we're gonna pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and make this.
But no, but the hate culture. You can't give culture boo like over and over again. Just try. And there's other stuff. There's in jokes that I didn't bring up because there's a lot of wordplay where the devil will take something and change it into something else.
Oh,
and
God.
besides the two examples, like it's just no. There's no need. There's literally no need. I took a bullet for everybody. Nobody ever needs to see this movie ever. If you see it on Prime and you're bored, I'll give you, just message me. I will give you 10 other things to watch besides this movie. All right? If you want a good, bad movie, I've got some suggestions. This is not that.
Not that.
No.
Heard that.
Yes.
Loud and clear.
So, that's Bubba the Redneck Werewolf.
Wow. All right. Well, I mean, damn. Well, shit. Yeah, it just sounded like the dumbest, lowest common denominator of
Check.
Of like redneck exploitation.
Yep,
Just,
check,
like,
check.
Making fun of rural people.
Yep.
Every cliche joke, cliche stereotype,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
All right. Well.
Yeah. Fuck you. I hate you now because that was terrible. So.
Well, fair enough. We duked it out. We've duked it out over
No,
schlock
yeah.
abuse a pretty good amount. You did make me watch God's Not Dead too.
That is true.
You son of a bitch.
I what I gave you is probably equally as bad. Actually, probably more aggravating than this because there was actually some money put into it. So
Yeah. Yes. So definitely check us out. Our next episode, he returns the favor.
Oh man.
Holy shit, that movie. God damn. In any case, we're going to wrap this up. Definitely check us out on Facebook, Beautiful Disasters Podcast. You can reach out to us straightforward on email with beautifuldisasterspodcast@gmail.com. Check out, all the shows on the GUI Network.
Yeah, at the website, www.guipodcast.com.
Absolutely. Your other shows on there. Fucking...
Yes, From the Mouths of Madness, where we will never, ever cover this fucking movie. This is not a horror movie. This is a piece of shit movie.
This is why we do what we do.
Yes.
At Beautiful Disasters. So
it's like we're doing like a service. Like now,
Absolutely.
Nobody ever has to even curiously try to watch this movie. So
there you go.
Yep.
Yeah. And sometimes, you find a little gem, even in the bad shit.
Yep.
But again, thank you all for listening. We had a lot of releases over the Halloween month, Schlocktober.
Oh yeah.
And we took a little bit of a break in November. Lives got busy and whatnot, but we'll have some more releases coming up soon, especially as we get a little closer to the holidays.
All right.
So for Beautiful Disasters, I'm the Grutz.
F you honor.
Thanks for listening.
Coming straight from the mouths of madness, I'm Lowdown.
I'm F you Hunter.
Do you love horror?
We fucking do.
So this is a podcast dedicated to all things in cinematic horror. We're talking movies, television, composers, special effects artists. We're gonna fucking cover it.
So if you love horror,
Embrace the madness.
In a world ravaged by movie studios that keep rehashing the same things, only one podcaster has the guts to make it even worse. Join Mike the Hobbit as he traverses the internet to bring you some of the best and worst ideas for reboots, remakes, and reimaginings of some of your favorite and least favorite TV and film properties. Ideas like a John Waters He-Man movie, Fantastic Four the musical, and Aliens, done entirely with marionettes. What podcast would bring this evil upon the world? This is Smack My Pitch Up. Available anywhere you get your podcasts.
GUIPodcast.com.